Hi, my name is Spencer Quinn, and I'm one of the co-owners of FiberFix. With me today, I have Chris Quinn, and we're really excited about our presentation today. We are the developers of a specialized repair wrap that was inspired by orthopedic casting tape. To give you a little bit of background about how this came to be, let me tell you a little bit about myself and my family. I come from a family of 8, and it's very common in my family for things to break, especially with 6 kids. It's always prone that every day something's bound to break. And sometimes the repairs that are involved become very costly for our family. As a matter of fact, those repairs just add up, and our pain continues to experience more and more pain as the kids continue to break more things. Now let me fast forward a few years later when I heard a story about a doctor. And this doctor had his own personalized first aid kit. And in this first aid kit, he carried with him a sample of orthopedic casting tape. One time on a hunting trip, he was traveling around on his ATV, and his ATV broke down. He used the sample of orthopedic casting tape to repair that ATV. So this leads me to my first assumption. I assumed that orthopedic casting tape could be used to repair more than just broken bones, but also could be used to repair a number of things around the home, a number of things which were very costly for my family when I was younger, such as piping or different tools or furniture, including even relationships within the family. Okay, so maybe that last one is a little bit of a stretch, but basically what I'm getting at is there could be countless applications of orthopedic casting tape within the home. So we made had an assumption at this point, and I wanted to validate it. So I got a small focus group together, about 25 to 30 people, ordered some samples of orthopedic casting tape, and started interviewing potential customers, just seeing what they could possibly use orthopedic casting tape for in the home. Found out it could fix pipes, outdoor gear, and furniture, etc. And the pivot I made was I found out that based off the different type of repair, a different width of tape would be needed to make the repair successfully. I also assumed people would be willing to buy this casting tape. The way I validated this was just dealing with that same customer focus group, and they confirmed that as long as it was cost effective, they'd be willing to buy. So we looked into that at that point, the creation of a cost effective version of casting tape. So working with this focus group also, I learned a lot about the customer pain that was being experienced. A lot of repairs were not being done in the home simply because people just didn't have the time, nor did they have the money or the convenience of making the repair. They all wanted to get it done. So the reason why I thought orthopedic casting tape could be a great solution is because orthopedic casting tape cures very quickly. It's a very quick repair. Also, it's rather inexpensive, and it's very, very convenient to use. You can take your average Joe and turn him into a professional repairman in a matter of minutes. So at this point, with Chris's background in mechanical engineering, my background in biotechnology, we thought there might be an opportunity here. So we wanted to do some initial market sizing. So we hopped onto BYU's databases and found out that the home improvement market was a $300 billion market, that 18% of the home improvement market include plumbing, which was really interesting because based off the feedback we had gotten from our focus group, a lot of people kept on asking us, can you use this for plumbing? So we found that 32% of the plumbing market was used on emergency repairs and realized that if we could get just 1 out of every 100 emergency repairs, we would be addressing a $173 million market. But besides this, I mean, this looked like a great opportunity, but we knew the real validation would come when we got out of the building and started working with our customers face to face.
Great. Okay, so we felt like we had some great validation. We'd gone out and talked with our focus group, and they told us that it was a product that they were interested in. And they also helped us to identify some revenue streams. But now we were faced with the question, what do we do? So we knew that we had to go out and develop a product, something similar to casting tape. We knew that we would need a manufacturing partner, someone that could make that come to life. Also, it would only be good if we could sell it. We needed to find a way to reach our customers. And of course, we wanted some patent protection around our idea. So for this, we decided it would be great to seek out some key partners, particularly Reed Quinn and Eric Childs. So Reed Quinn has worked extensively with KT Tape and specifically on their product development. And Eric is great for getting into retail. He's had a lot of experience with various retailers. Also, we needed to partner with a factory. So we found one over in China that currently manufactures our product. And you can see here, actually, we did a physical visit to our factory. It was very good. While we were over there, we were able to learn a little bit about the process and also a little bit about our key suppliers or key resources. We needed to find a supplier that could give us a good cloth and a good resin at an affordable price. So at this point, we had our team. We had the beginnings of our product, our suppliers, but we needed our product. So we launched or pulled the trigger on our minimum viable product. So you can see that here. This is the first round that we did. And we wanted to validate this product with our consumers. To do this, we started at a University Mall Product Expo. It was a great event for us because it was very cheap. We didn't have any travel costs, which is a big thing. We didn't have a lot of money. So we went there, and we were able to validate a couple of our assumptions. We had assumed that the average consumer would be willing to pay $7 to $10 for our product. And we validated this by generating over $600 worth of sales. We also had assumed that the package that we had on our initial product would be able to convey to them the uses and the value of FiberFix. And unfortunately, we felt we needed to pivot here. As we talked with people, they would see the image we had on the front of the package, and often they would think that was the only thing our product could be used for. So this led to a pivot and a redesign of our product. And you can see here, we've got quite an extensive list of product iterations. These are all packaging versions or prototypes that we considered until we ultimately decided on this right here. So you can see the box here shows on the side various applications to kind of put in people's minds how they could use our product. So things are going pretty well at this point. We had our product, we had our packaging, and then out of the blue one day we received a very exciting call from Alcoa. Alcoa is a $26 billion company in the oil industry, and we heard they wanted some samples. And so we were really excited. We sent them off, and within a week we received a call from Fastenal, who is their hardware supplier. And we'd like to play that call really quick, if we can. Okay, it didn't work. I'll sum up the call. So basically, we received a call from an employee of Fastenal asking to set us up as a vendor because they had received a request from Alcoa that they begin to stock our product. So we're very excited about this, and we realized also that we need to pivot again. This is a customer segment that we had not addressed. We had not thought of industry. Going along those same lines, we were contacted by some farms in Santaquin that wanted to test our product out on their irrigation lines. Unfortunately, as they did this, they found that the high pressures generated by this equipment made FiberFix fail. And so we realized once again we needed to pivot. We needed to improve our product. And so we wanted to know what other changes did we need to make. We started our own test. You can see here we broke a bunch of tools, wrapped them up with FiberFix, and we wanted to see how they would do in normal use. And once again we were surprised. We needed to make some changes. As these tools were put into use, you can see there the shocks from tool use would actually cause the resin to delaminate and slide off the tool surface. It's not a good problem to have. So we needed to pivot. Initially, we changed the weave of our tape to increase the PSI it could hold. It's a tighter weave, so the air or the water has a harder time getting out. We selected a resin that would maximize the bond strength and solve the problem with banging a tool around. It wouldn't delaminate. And as an added bonus, the product will now hold 5,000 pounds on a load machine. It's pretty impressive stuff. So you can see the list of product features right here. Our product currently withstands 150 PSI. It's paintable, sandable, and it's 100 times stronger than duct tape.
Okay, I'm just going to touch on a few of the rest of the highlights for a presentation. We made a few assumptions. We thought that because of our experience with the Product Expo, people would be looking for a FiberFix-like product online and also be looking for something like that on TV. So we ran a number of tested estimates to different distribution channels and found we validated those tests through distribution through Ace Hardware, True Value, and Sunrock, a number of stores here in the Valley that are doing that. We also are glad to announce that we have been set up as a vendor with QVC and Costco, and look forward to many more things that will come from the development of that. We feel that the three main things that validate our business model up to our point is the $12,000 worth of revenue that we've generated through online sales and working at these different product expos. Secondly, the traction we've been able to get with independent retail stores and mass distribution. And thirdly, but definitely probably most important, is our team has been so focused on the R&D efforts of this project that we've demonstrated a very good ability to be able to pivot based off this. So now let's go fix something with FiberFix.
How much have you sold in total revenue?
$12,000.
Okay, $12,000. I'm glad you've had some initial success selling things. I think the one part that I feel confused about in your presentation was that it sounded like your initial validation of if customers wanted it, what they would use it for, how they would use it, and how they would react to that was a focus group of a couple people to ask them if it's a pain to have stuff break.
Great.
Which, I mean, you can guess what
Yes.
the response would be to that. So help me understand better so I don't ding you guys for,
No, that's great.
basically making a nice product, a good guess.
Was this a Utah focus group, or is this a...
Yeah, everything is in Utah. I mean, if you consider some added friends and family, then maybe it extends out to Maine. But yeah, so the focus group was great because it wasn't just, it was people that we knew and then their friends. But some of the people we were able to talk with were actually people that own farms or some pretty potential, or very, I don't know how to say it, almost rigid or industrial uses. There are things that were very large pains that we felt we could resolve. So our focus group was small. It was about 25 people. But those people held sway in industries that were very large. Also, in the product expo, that was another exposure we had to customers. That was more than 300 people. And we got some great feedback from that. People were impressed with the product. They saw how they could use it. So I feel like we did have some more validation there.
So I guess I'm wondering, how many people have you watched use it and kind of afterwards come back and said, oh yeah, I mean, so because as you guys noticed yourself, it slides off the handle and all that kind of stuff. I mean, I want to see you guys be radically successful long-term, and I don't want you to get shot, in the leg by something that you didn't see that you could have seen earlier.
Yeah, and we feel that initial validation is probably absolutely crucial. We realized that we had to get out of the building. There was one point where we're like, oh, maybe if we just got a little bit of office space, this would get so much better, we'd be able to do more time. But we totally got rid of that idea because we knew we had to talk with those customers face to face. That was done through a number of interviews, especially with the farm, especially after we found out that it was not able to withstand the PSI and the impact resistant that we needed.
Have you repeated those tests, like with the people in Santaquin on the farms? Is it able to serve that need that it couldn't before?
Yeah, so we've done some independent testing. Our new product is actually getting on the water right now, but we did get some samples sent in a small box from China, and we've hooked those up to an air compressor, put water in there, and we've tested those ourselves up to 150 PSI.
So it's lab testing, not field
Exactly.
testing.
Ideally, we do know that we want to get even higher. The farmers told us that the max threshold on their equipment is about 200. That's not standard. That's not your typical application, but we would like to get there so we could be used for all of the repair needs. If that makes sense. Do you still have a question? Okay.
Okay, one more quick question. So as you were trying to look through your assumptions and to validate them, how did it help you decide where to focus so that it would be the most attractive business opportunity for you?
I think the most valuable information we got was from our initial focus group and that first interaction with the customers at the product expo. Roughly, this is some rough estimates of the potential applications these customers were going to use. Initially, we were not developing this product thinking that it would be a great solution for plumbing. But as we got deeper and deeper into the customer pain, we realized everyone had something that was leaking in their house. And every home in the US had plumbing. So it was guaranteed that there is going to be a problem with plumbing in the future. So that's why we put a huge emphasis very quickly on increasing the amount of PSI that it could withstand. Initially, it was only 60 PSI. After the test was industrial, we needed to get up. We know we wanted to get above 150. So.
Thank you, guys.